The next part we will start with the sets. Sets is another data type that we have. Sets are unique collection of elements. Unique collection of elements. No duplicate values are allowed. Sets are unordered. No indexes are attached to any elements. So sets are unique collection of elements with no duplicate values are allowed. Sets are unordered as well as no indexes are attached to any elements. My set equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Print my set. So we get here my numbers, and this is how sets are created with curly brackets. And the values here are very important. Let me tell you here, there is an important thing in this case that whenever you create a set, you can assume that in that there are no duplicate values. There is no space for that. I mean, there will be no duplicate values which will be allowed in this. Sets method A equals to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have some repetition values as well. We can have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm repeating some values 7, 6, 5, 2. Then we go with my B value, which starts with my 4, 5, 6, 9, 11, 12, 10. 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15. Okay. Now, if you will see here, I am repeating some values like I am entering some duplicate elements. But if I'll print A, okay, if I'll print here A, you will see that inside the A, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. We don't have a 5, we don't have a 6 again, we don't have a 2 again. And why is it so? Because sets are unique collection of the elements, so no duplicate values it can take. Next is sets are unordered. Sets are unordered, which means that the set data is does not have any index position attached to it. So the position that you see here, it can change itself. Okay, this is not the fixed position, guys. This can change, and for that I'll show you some examples here. So I'll start with another set. My set 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got here my values. Now you see that I have entered the value in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in this form, but the way it is arranged is first we have got 5, then we have got 4, then 1, 2, 3. Okay. What about if I try to add some new element into this? We can do that. My set underscore 1 dot add, and I can add some value. Let's say I'm adding in this 9. When I'll add 9, it will be attached, and now let's see what happens, what changes you will able to observe. Okay, where does the 9 goes? So 9 is here. Okay, what about if I wanted to add multiple elements? Though the sets will be not used much, but yeah, we'll have the update, and let's try to have 11, 12, 10. Now you can see that the data, when we inserted multiple elements, again the position is shuffled. So nothing is fixed. You can see that. You can say that nothing is fixed in this case. Okay. That's why it is called as unordered. Sets are unordered, and there is a reason behind that. Hope this makes sense.
Sir, update and add is same, one and the same thing.
No, there is a difference. Update takes multiple element, add takes single element.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Updating the values, we are giving list as input, is it? Or set as input?
Yeah, we are. No, you can just say that we are passing um the values here, multiple values. So we need to pass it as a collection. Okay. So
Okay.
update will take collection of the data. Now collection could be passed as a list, or it could be passed as a tuple. Okay, start doing it parallelly. Next, we'll start with another data type, which is dictionary. Few points about the dictionary. Dictionary is mutable and it is heterogeneous collection of the data. A Python dictionary is collection of keys and values which are separated by colon, and this is enclosed between a curly bracket. Here the keys must be unique in dictionary, but the value can be duplicate. Okay, both set and dictionary, they are enclosed within curly bracket, but we'll start with my dictionary. Okay, one method of creating a dictionary is you can put this around a dict function, and it can have tuples tuples like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next is we can have is a nested dictionary. When we talk about the nested dictionary, we go with the details, and the details are something like this: name. Say I'll write my name. Other details like contact name, we have got contact, we have got, just write some random number here. Then we have got email. Let's say email ID is with at example.com. Okay. Next, I will like to write here city or address, and within that we'll have city, and this includes Delhi, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. Okay, this is how my things work with the details. And let's print the details. Once you print the details, this is how it will be printed. So this is your nested dictionary that we created. Why it is nested dictionary? Because inside a dictionary there is another dictionary. There are two ways to create a dictionary. One is a simple dictionary you can create, where within the curly bracket you will have keys and values. And there is another one which is nested dictionary like this. Okay, start working. Once it is done, you can tell me. Once it is done, you can drop a yes in the chat. So, like the way I have shared it yesterday, the link is same. And also, please remember, participants, the meeting link doesn't changes. Okay, these are paid environments, so the link once it is created, it will remain same throughout the session. So don't wait for our message on the group or anywhere. Whatever the link is there that you had received it yesterday, you can bookmark it, or you can save it and you can follow the same link and join it every day. So please follow the Google Colab link, and if once it is done, you can tell me that it is completed. Key and value pair can be separated by comma other than colon. No, no. Key and value are paired as with the colon, and they will be always separated by comma only. The pair will be separated by comma. Here I have written the key, how the keys and values pair, key and values are separated. Keys and values are separated by, I'll remove pair. Keys and values are separated by colon, and they are enclosed in curly brackets.
Can you explain cell number 52?
52 is basically collection of tuples. It is, you can say that it is a list of tuples, and to the list of tuples I have applied a function called as dict function, which will convert this into a dictionary.
Okay.
So I'm starting with our next part. So we got here details and address. If suppose I wanted to access only the city part, I need to write here. So to access the value, you have to use keys. That's what I wanted to write. To access value, use key. Use keys to access the values. Details, address, and city. So we got here my address, we got here my city, and it returns me the list of cities. Okay, next let's go ahead with my employee details. In employee details, we can write a few more such details like that, and or instead, let's try to add few more details in the existing here. Suppose I wanted to add new details to my existing dictionary. Okay, it has got name, it has got contact, it has got email, it has got address. Let's add some more details like DOB, date of birth. So let's say I'll write here maybe some random, let's say 1995 or something like that. I will write and we'll say that this is the date of birth. So what will happen? A new key will be formed and it will be updated. Okay. What about if I wanted to append the whole dictionary? So I'll create a temporary dictionary. I've got department, finance, got salary, and let's say the salary is 75. Okay. So we have got details dot update and we passed here dictionary one. Now let's print here details, which will return me name, contact details, email ID, address, date of birth, department, and salary.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you want to add one element to the dictionary, it is just enough to use a square bracket and add it. If you want to add multiple, then you have to
Yeah.
use update, same way.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the same way. We are passing dictionary here, right?
Yeah. But suppose I want to add two different key value pairs.
What?
I
This
want
is
to
two
add two
different.
different.
So this is two different keys and values, right? You form the dictionary for that and send it. Oh, sorry,
Okay, means
update
you are
it.
adding dictionary to a dictionary.
No, I'm adding these two keys and values to my dictionary. But we remember one thing, that how keys and values are created. Keys and values will be created only as a term of dictionary only. So that's the reason why we need to pass it as a dictionary.
Okay, thank you. Because the previous one, line number 58, we have just added only one, DOB and 995.
Because this is a single value, this is a multiple value. Now let's talk about a concept of indexing and slicing. So in concept of indexing and slicing, let's take a list. For example, I'll go for list one. These were the values which are present in list 1. Let me put this around print function. Next, suppose if I wanted to access one individual value. Yesterday I talked about this, that if I wanted to access a value which is at index number 5, I can simply put a square bracket and I can write here 5 and I will able to access the value. In the similar way, you can access the value for the tuple as well using the same square bracket. Using the same square bracket, you can access the value of the dictionary as well. In the dictionary, you will not write the index position, but you will mention the key. This is how it is done. So when I mentioned here 5, it returned me, this is list data. This is at 0th index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index, fifth index. Let's start with my start index value, which will be 0. Then we start with my n index, which is equals to n minus 1. Starting value 0, n value 7. This is basically your start value is 0 and n value is 7. This particular part is slicing. This is indexing. This is called as indexing. This is called as slicing. In this case, we have the start value, which is equals to 0, and we have got end value, which is equals to 6. Remember, the last element will be not taken. See if it says it is not defined, please execute the whole cell from the top. Please rerun everything. You can simply do it by clicking on runtime and run all. You can click on runtime and run all. Okay, let's go ahead and let's discuss here about step size. So we have got some start index. Let's say this start index goes to 0. We have got an end index, which will be again equals to some n minus 1. Remember that whatever the number you will write, that won't be the last. There is one more thing which is hidden, and that is called as your step size, and by default the step size is 1. This is by default. I pick here list 1 colon colon 2. When I'll write colon colon 2, it will mean that the start position is 0, end position is whatever it was earlier, and the step size is 2. So what it is printing here is it displays every alternative values. It displays every alternative values. Let's slice the last 5 elements of the list. Goes like list underscore 1. Suppose the question is display the last 5 elements. In that case, you have to always use the backward indexing, which will be -5. When you will write -5 and the last element remains, you don't have to mention it. So it will display last 5 elements using backward. So that is what I wanted to discuss. Now, how to reverse a list using just indexing. Take your print method, write here list 1 colon colon -1. When we write here colon colon -1, what it does it -1 in the end actually reverses your list. We have got reverse method, but using indexing also you can do that. For that you have to write colon, colon and -1 value. When you will write -1, it will return you a reverse list. Okay. Next, let's begin with some of the arithmetic operations that you can perform. A equals to 27, B equals to 10. Let's print A plus B. I'll add all the arithmetic operations all at once. A minus B, A multiplied by B, A divided by A square B, A divided by B, again divided, but it will return you the absolute value, and remainder, percentage is remainder. This is how you can see the results. Similar to the arithmetic operations in every programming language, there are something called as comparison as well. In case of comparison operator, we have got print, where I will write here A equals to B, where we are comparing if both are equal. A is not equals to B, A is greater than B, A is smaller than B, A is greater than equals to B, A is smaller than equals to B. When you will print, it will return you the value in terms of false and trues. It will return you the output in terms of false and trues.
Sir, is it required to put a space between A equal to B? Even without space
No,
also it is working.
without a space also it will work.
But space is kept for a better readability, I think.
Having doubt on fourth line of arithmetic operation, what is the operation it is performing? Arithmetic operations. Which one? This power A to the power B. This is A to the power B. That's why we are getting a long number. Next, control flow. I'm assuming that you guys are aware about the logical understanding of how an if condition works. I'm just going to talk about the syntaxes. Sixth instruction. 1, 2, in the same arithmetic. 3, 4, 5, 6. Absolute value. 2 slashes in Python operator is basically related to your arithmetic operation, which gives you the quotient. You can say like it is like a quotient value, or you can just say in terms of Python it is called as floor division, because you are getting the absolute value which will be on the lower side. 2.7 you are getting, but you are getting the floor value of 2.7. That is 2. This is your normal division. You can just say division here. This is called as your exponential. Exponentiation. This one is modulus. Okay, let's talk about the control flow, if conditions and all. Let's take a basic num equals to 15. Let me write here the condition. If num is smaller than 15, number is less than 15. I'm also attaching one more thing. That is this print is under if condition. Or I can write instead print this when if condition is true. There will be a statement which will be considered as your default statement that will be out of the scope of if condition. And outside if block. Outside if block. When your condition is false, you can see that we are only getting a default print statement. So got here my default print statement that will return me outside if block. Suppose my if condition becomes true. Let's change the number to 14. Then all three statements will be printed. Number is less than 15. Inside if block, outside if block. We can write about the else statement. First, let's finish the if condition. Now let's write the complete statement about if, elif, or which is also considered as your else if. Let's begin with age equals to 30. If age is smaller than 18, print teenage. Age is greater than equals to 18, and age is smaller than equals to 30. Age is greater than 31. Age is smaller than 55. Print middle aged. Else print old. Okay. Run it. According to the input, it will return me the output. Okay, let's go to my while loop part. In the while loop condition, we can discuss about my list, which is equals to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Pick my add number which is equals to 0. We have got the index which is also equals to 0. While index is smaller than length of my list, plus add the number plus equals to my list of index. Then we go with my index plus equals to 1, and let's print everything. Print will be sum of list is, I'm gonna use here format, and I'll pick here add number. So sum of list is coming out to be 450. Sum of list comes out to be 450. Okay, let's start for loop. First of all, where to use it? Use for loop for specifying iteration which allows code to execute a set of statements for each item in a list, tuple, and sets. We are going to use here loop for specifying the iterations which will allow the code to execute a set of statements once for each item in a list or tuple or sets. Let's go ahead with my set or my list. Then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Add number equals to 0. Now the good thing about, so if you have observed in while loop, the next value was accessed by incrementing the indexes, and this index was passed. So manually we are incrementing the indexes.
Why did you add the curly bracket in the print statement?
This is a syntax for adding format. I'm using format print here.
Okay.
It needs
Okay.
wherever I will
Like
position the
yeah.
wherever I will position the curly bracket, that particular position will be replaced by the value.
Like
You can add
what I was
multiple.
saying is, can we remove both curly bracket and format? We'll get the same answer, right?
There are different ways of printing. You should know all of them.
Okay, okay. No, thing is like we have to add these two, then it will print this. Otherwise, I can remove this curly and format, then also we can print this. Only the different way of printing you're showing, right, sir?
But no, not only just that. The curly bracket will mean that it will be positioned exactly at that location where the curly bracket is present. Whereas the one which you are seeing, in that case, okay. Now here I am written two things. First, I will pass here the add number. Second, I will pass here my list. Now what will happen? First curly bracket will be replaced by the list, and second will be replaced by the value, which is not possible with the way you are telling me to do. So
Yes, sir.
that's
Got it.
the another syntax.
So it is like AND operator in C.
No, not that.
Curly bracket
It
means
is. It will be just printing in a sequence where the curly bracket is written, and the first curly bracket will be replaced by my list. Second curly bracket is replaced. Let's compare if login ID equals to when the login ID is abc at example.in and the login password is 12345678. Then we will say that print login successful user ID. Okay, now let me write here the login ID which is given by abc at example.in and password is 12345678. Login successful. Next thing that I wanted to discuss here is the concept of range function, range method. Start with for element in range 1 comma 21, print element, and it will return me the value which will start from 1 and it will end at 20. Start value 1 and value 20. We have got one more thing that is considered as your step size. With the step size, I will take it as 2. Start value 1 and value 19. If you will write here the step size as 2, then your values will be printed like this. Last part, functions. Last part is functions. What is a function and where do we need it? So in programming, we define a function to make reusable code that performs similar operations. It is block of organized code written to carry out a specified task. The functions are like this. As you observe that it is a block of organized code which is written to carry out the specified task. Hello Python. So I am creating a simple function named as my function or my function, where I will write here hello Python users, and when I will print it, this is how a function is declared. To call a function, we will write and call here my function here. When I will print my function, it will give me the output as hello Python users. Let us begin with function with an argument def greetings. Will pass name here. Let's write a statement which will be given by hello plus name plus slide hello name. Name will be passed as an argument and it will return me good evening. Return statement. Function is formed. Let's go with greetings. Pass the value. Let's say I'll write here Abhishek. What it will be returning me? Hello Abhishek. Good evening. Okay. Functions will be used. So that's why the structure of function was important. Let's not spend much of time on these. We need to spend a lot of things on our other topic. So finish it. This is where we can end our discussion about the Python basics. Rest all we will talk about the NumPy after this. NumPy will be also important package, and a little bit of pandas will be also needed. So we will discuss about pandas and. Okay, we are done here. Let's go for a short break. After the break, we will begin with our main things. Uh, Please send me the confirmation, and if you have got any queries and questions, you can also. Completed participants, please confirm in the chat. Then we'll go for the break. Hope you all have understood it, the basic structure of how Python works. Okay, let's go for a short break. 10 minutes, and we'll resume back in 10 minutes to continue. The break is over, so we'll start with our next topic, which will be NumPy and Pandas. So, if you have got any queries from the Python that we have finished, you can tell me. If you have got any questions related to Python, you can click on File, click on New Notebook, and let's now begin with NumPy and Pandas topic. Okay, let's discuss the rest of the other things in which we will learn about how to prepare the data. Okay, so let's do it. NumPy and Panda. NumPy and Pandas. This will be the last basic topic. After this, we will start with OpenCV 9.5. Paste date. So there are two packages that we need to talk about. One is NumPy package. The second one is Pandas package. Creating various file formats and data manipulation and analysis, etc. This is my pandas and numpy. We imported both the packages. Let's take my array here, array1, which is equals to np.array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is my 1D array, one dimensional array. Display array underscore 1. So the basic array numpy array is created by the help of np function numpy dot array, and we can pass any value as a list or as a tuple as well. You can replace the list by tuple as well. This is also gonna give you the return output as you observe. Let's pick my type function, which will be array underscore 1, and this will return me that it is a numpy nd array. Next, let's display the n-dimensional array arr underscore 1 dot ndim, and this will return you 1. Array dimensionality 1 dot shape, and it will return me the shape as number of elements. This displays shape of array. The ndim displays the dimensionality, whereas shape returns you the shape of the array, which is nothing but it is gonna return you the number of items, length of the, or you can just say that yeah, number of elements which are present in my numpy array that we created. That's why the shape is 1D here. Let's talk about the size. When we will write here size, it will return you the total number of items which are present. Total number of items present in an array. Difference between shape and size. Size will give you the total number of items. Shape will return you the shape, which will be, in this case, it is returning me number of elements, but later you will see that the shape will change to 2D shape as well. Right now, currently, it means that it is one dimensional because it is only representing your number of elements. But if it will be 2D, 3D, in that case, the shape will change in number of rows, comma, number of columns, comma, dimensionality. So shape thing will keep on telling us that what is the shape of the array. In this case, it is one dimensional. If this is confusing you, please remove it, no problem. Just assume that it is one dimensional. Type of numpy array will be given by array underscore 2, which is equals to np.array. And let's build the metric, let's build the value 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is how my 2D array will be created. Display 2D array. How many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, this is interesting because right now what we are seeing is a matrix type of data, and this is a 2D. So if in this case, if I'll apply shape, it will return me number of rows and number of columns. Number of rows, comma, number of columns. Next is my array underscore 2 dot size, which returns me total number of items, total number of elements, which gives me as 21. Okay, so we created 1D array, we created 2D array. Okay, let me share the, please continue, and once you are done, you can tell me in the chat that you completed it. Once you have completed till here, please drop down in the chat. Display is not working, you can write print in front of that. Please follow the link that I shared in the chat and complete all the examples till here.
Sir, array underscore one dot shape. That means that 10 means 10 number of elements, right?
Shape returns you one dimensionality. So this is
10
saying that
comma.
how many number of,
Okay.
it is returning me that how many number of values are present, because it is one dimensionality, so 10 is the total number of element as well. But the same is not true when it changes here. You can see that 3 comma 7 is coming up, where 3 indicates number of rows and 7 indicates number of columns. Quick guys, all of you finish it. Okay, the next thing that we'll be creating here will be a 3D array. Array underscore 3 equals to np.array 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Mr. Ranjan, please mute yourself. 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Please make sure that whenever you are creating this 2D, 3D, the shape should match. Otherwise, you'll get an data type object is a string data type. Where did you got the object data type right now? Okay, we got here my 3D array. Please create it. Once you have created a 3D array, let's quickly print both the things, the shape and the size. We got here my shape, which returns me number of rows as 3 and number of column as 7. Total number of elements are 21. Okay, we got here my the shape and the size. Let's talk about one second. We should write here array 3, no? In array 3, when you will write, you will observe that the shape is 3D. Defines 3. 3 indicates here 3 matrices. The 9 indicates number of columns. Now let's talk about array underscore 4, which will be given by np.array 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Shape 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Shape matches. Right here array underscore 4, and we got the output as 1, 2, 9. When you will pick here the shape, it will return you 1, 2, 9, which indicates number of matrix, and the shape of the matrix is 2 cross 9. Okay, there is one more thing that you can do, and that is the n bytes. N bytes returns you the total size in byte form. So the array 4 is 144 bytes. That's the total size. Similarly, you can take for array underscore 3 dot n bytes. That will return you the byte size of the array 3. It's coming out to be 432. N bytes is the size Total size occupied by the total memory occupied by ARR4 variable. Sizes for each and every array. Array 4 is occupying 144 byte. Array 3 is occupying 432. Both are two different arrays, so obviously their number of elements are also different. When their number of elements are different, the shape will be changed. The shape will be changed, so your size will also change. Now let's prepare here the few inbuilt NumPy methods. Let's begin with NumPy methods. Array underscore 4 equals to np dot arrange 1 comma 51. Start value 1, end value 51. Print array underscore 4 and it returns me the output which will start from value 1 and it will end at 50. Next we go with my reshape method. This modifies the shape of an array. Starts with my array 5 equals to np dot arrange 1 comma 51 dot reshape 10 comma 5. Okay, original value is 1 comma 51, so total number of elements which will generate will be 50, which will be like this. Now this 1D array can be reshaped to a 2D array as well. Let's write here reshape and we'll write here the new shape as 10 comma 5. So we have got 10 rows and 5 columns. So reshape is a very interesting function.
Column-wise, sir, column-wise reshaping. This is row-wise reshaping. This is row-wise.
No, this is
1, 2, 3, 4 in a sequence. I want to reshape by 1, down 2, down 3. Like
Sir,
that,
listen. When we are talking about reshaping, we are giving here the shape here and that is changing everything. It's not about rows and columns. The way you are understanding is wrong. So you write here the value and according to that your data will, existing value will be reshaped. Clear? Okay. Next, we have got array 5. We can convert this 2D shape to 3D shape as well, which will be 2, 5 cross 5. And I'll do it. It will generate 2 such rows, which will have all the values in it. So the values will be changed here, as you can observe. We are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is in the sequence. And this is how your arrays would be.
In this, basically after reshaping, we have given the command, it is creating 10 lists of each having 5 elements.
That's array.
Means we see the square bracket.
This is still an array. This is called as matrix.
Matrix.
In
Okay,
Python, this is matrix. This is multiple matrices. You can say collection of matrix.
collection
Don't
of
call
matrix.
it as
Okay,
a
thank
list.
you. Clarification. How do we interpret that line array 5? Basically the arrange is taking, the reshape is taking 50 elements of the array and then reshaping it into 2 matrices of how do we
Shape 5
interpret it?
cross 5.
Shape 5 cross 5. So 2 matrices.
Okay, let's learn about how to create a zero matrix. np.zeros. Now, you can provide here the shape as a list. Let's say my shape is 3 cross 2 cross 2, which means that 3 matrices will be generated, each of shape 2 cross 2. By default, it is a float term. D type equals to integer. By default, it is float. You can change it to integer from float. Okay, now by default, integer, you can also mention the size as well, like int 8, int 16, int 32, etc., etc. Next is np dot once. When I'll apply here once, it will return me the same shape of the matrix filled with 1. int 8 is the data type, integer 8-bit.
So if we only write int, how many byte it represents?
Completed. Let's generate some images with the help of numpy. Take an array which is equals to np dot zeros, 300 cross 3. That is 100 matrices, each of shape 300 cross 3. D type equals to numpy dot unsigned integer 8-bit. Now we take here array which is basically applied to all the rows. We have got the value which is ending up at 100. Okay, first 100 values I am taking up, and in this I will take some color. For that I will go for HTML color codes, and you can take any color here. I'll just pick some random color codes from here. Okay, so I'll go for this. This is how my color codes will be passed. First 100 value. Now we have got 300 such values, right? This is at second position, 300 values are there. So it will start from 100 and it will go till 200. It will start with 200 and goes to 300. Last color is again. It should go to 100, 200 to the last element. From PIL, import image package. This is Python's image library. We'll write here image dot from array. This function is used to basically take an array data set and it will convert them into an image data. That's what I was talking about. We have got the image value. So I can generate an image through a 3D matrix. This is what has been proven. This is a 3D matrix data. I filled here for first 100, then 100 to 200, and then 200 till the last element. And we filled them with some colors to get our output.
I have one query, sir.
Hello?
The split that you are using, like for coloring, you are giving that slices from 0 to 100, then 100 to 200, 200 to some 300. I mean, till the end. First of all, this zeros array is made up of 100 matrices, 300 rows, and 3 columns. Is it?
You can also call it as that it is a, when you will print here array, look at here, it will show you like, okay. So what is basically indicates here that each matrix is having how many rows and how many columns. Number of columns and number of rows are decided by this.
Yes,
Correct?
300 rows, 3
This is
columns.
the number of
Yeah.
rows and this is my 3 columns. RGB. RGB. This is what I am filling with this number. Okay. For first 100, then next 100, then next 100.
First 100, you are filling it with one color. This first array comma dot you have written, right? So
From three-dimensional, the matrix, you are saying the whole matrix, right? From 0 to, I mean, all the array is already the syntax of array single colon you have given initially. So that slice means the complete matrix.
This
Right?
is not complete matrix. You can say that this is my first all 100 values. Okay.
Yes.
Then each are having shape of 300 cross 3. Okay. Now, if you will look at here, this particular section, what are we getting?
For all the 100 values, I mean,
So the column should have been divided now. So this is column wise only. What's the problem? We got here 100.
okay.
So when we got here, this is the first section which got filled with the number. This is still a 3D matrix.
Correct.
Similarly, you can have between this to 200. You can see their color is changed. And then between 200 to 300. Sorry, 200 to 300. Here is your color codes. Okay, so when it is presented like this.
So just to clarify, there are 100 matrices of 300 by 3 size, right?
Correct.
And in that, what is that colon, comma, colon 100 signify?
We are slicing the 300 to section.
Okay, that is first 100 matrices.
No. Here this is a 300, right? So we are slicing this particular section which is highlighted here.
Okay.
It
So
starts
those
from 0
300
to 100.
represent. So those 300 represent 300 rows, right?
Yes.
And what is deciding size of the squares here? The highlighted. I mean RGB. You said we have assigned color to first matrix, say red, second
So
matrix
3 is
green.
there for that, no? The three part is your red, green, and blue.
But how much thin or how much broad it should be, how it is decided?
It is decided on the basis of this 100 and 300.
300 pixels.
Okay. I think sir, this is each color plane is 100 into 100, and there are 3 planes. Is it like that?
Correct. 100 into 100 first, then 100, then 100, then 100 into 100 next, then 100 into 100, another 100. Total number of matrices generated are how much? 100 into 300, right? So first 100 into 100 matrix is this. Then 100 into 200 to 300 matrix is this. Then 100 into 300 to 200 till the end is this.
But it is contradicting, sir, previously, because it is just like previously. If you look out, it will be 100. There are 100 matrices, and each matrices will be 300 into 3 dimension.
So.
But now here it is 100 into 100 matrices, and each and total there are 3.
No, it is not like that.
Planes.
3 is still there. No, this is the 3 part. If I have not written here, it doesn't mean 3 is not there. There is a third colon as well. This is a third colon. Start with my next Oh, why? What is the point of it starting now? Let's take some new method, maybe some basic NumPy methods we can talk about. Maybe what we. Okay, you all finish it till here. I'll discuss a little bit of more NumPy. Then we will wrap up today's session. I mean, there is no point of starting Pandas. Just 5 minutes left. Reshape and all is created. Let's talk about some of the other inbuilt methods. Start value 0, n value 1, and total number of size is 11. When I'll run it, len space, no? What happened? Sorry, np.len space. np.len space, which returns me start value as 0, n value as 1. Total number of elements which will be generated will be 11. We have got the start value, got the stop value, got the total size. Start value 0, n value goes to 1. Array 6 equals to np.arrange 0, 36. And let's reshape it to 6 cross 6. So you got here my array underscore 6, and it has got the shape of 6 cross 6 matrix. Array underscore 6 dot sum function, and this returns me the total sum of elements. Next, when we pick here my sum, we can write here x is equals to 0, which is basically sum along the what are we getting here? This was total sum, but if you pass x is equals to 0 and x is equals to 1, you are gonna get sum along the axes, 0th axis column wise, 0th axis row wise. Look at here, what are we getting here? 90. 90 means 0 plus 6 plus 12 plus 18 plus 24 plus 30. This is giving you first column will be added along the rows. Next, so all the elements along the rows will be added. Okay, you can see that these row wise addition will take place. First element with all the first element of other rows, second element with all the other elements of the second rows. That is what x is equals to 1. So you can just say that it is sum along 0th axis, that is your row wise summation. Next, x is equals to 1, which is sum along the first axis, which is column wise summation. Column wise summation. In this case, one second. So here in this case, all the columns will be added together. All the columns will be added together. All the columns are added together. But let's just understand it like column wise. It will be easy for us to understand. Otherwise, it creates a lot of confusion. If say I will take x is equals to 1, so it will sum all the elements of one row, second row, third row, fourth row. And when you do it like this, then it is gonna sum all the columns. I mean, it is gonna do the column wise summation for the overall matrices. Similarly, we have got other statistical methods like min value. To do that, we have got min. Again, you can apply min along your 0th axis, and next you can do or apply is max, which is going to return you the maximum value, and the last is np.arg max. For that, we need to create another matrix, and now it will have the values 0, 0, 0, 1, np.arg max, array underscore 7. So it will gonna return me the output as 3. So np.argmax returns what? Returns index of maximum value along.
I just had one doubt while doing the n bytes. So the example where you have created 3, 5, 4 zeros. If I type for that array as n bytes, I am getting 60. Whereas it should show me 60 into whatever int 8 if I have given. It should show me
How we are
something like,
deciding that it should how you are deciding that it should show like that? Because it is the
because the
size
number
of
of
the
bytes,
byte by the that will depend upon what value you have passed in the matrices as well, right?
yeah.
So
So 0, okay, 0 takes only one byte.
so whatever the byte size it is taking, it will return me the output.
Yeah, got it.
What's the pro?
Yeah, so if I give ones, then it is in binary it is 0, 1. So it will be double the size of bytes.
On what logic you are coming up with these things?
Because I just checked the same size 354 once and another is 0. Basically created an array using np.zeros 354 of d type int and another array of np.ones 354 d type int. Now I'm checking these two arrays with n bytes to know how much of bytes it is occupying. So I found different answer. As you are saying, it depends on what value we feed into the array.
Correct.
So it is not necessarily that as you have shown in the array 5 where you have arranged from 1 to 50, that means it has 50 elements and you have if you type for that array, that is np.arrange 1, 51 and reshape 255. So whatever may be the reshape, but if it is having 50 elements, then if I do the n bytes, then I should get 50 into 8. And
N bytes 400, N bytes 400. So
no,
where's the
in the
change?
case if we make it as ones instead of
If you
np.ones,
will make the changes in the value, of course, the what that is what I'm saying. This is deciding factor of the bytes, right? The
yeah,
values, not the shape.
okay, fine.
You said that you did reshape of 2D and 3D. That's why I got confused. That how is it possible? If the
No, I
number of
just took
elements and
the
the values